Hey everyone, so today's video is finally going to be my somewhat long-awaited advice video for YouTube. I've been meaning to do this video for a really long time, but I just never get around to it, and since it was requested in my recent Q&A post, I guess, I decided to do it. And I will also have my Q&A video part 2 coming up soon, so you can look forward to that if that is what you like to see on YouTube, I guess. It didn't really make sense. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go through a variety of different things. Like, I'm going to talk about why I started, how I deal with hate, how I think you guys should start, and then just some tips and tricks and advice and stuff like that. So this video might be a little bit long, but I do want to say this kind of advice is probably suited to pretty much every type of YouTube channel. It's not going to be like specifically makeup. If you have like a gaming channel, a vlog channel, anything, I'm pretty sure this advice will still stand. Okay, so how did I start YouTube? I started YouTube in May of 2010 and I've been doing it ever since. I started because around the same time that I started, well actually no, I saw Shannon at the start of this year, the 2010. And I think I was her 6th subscriber, and I followed her ever since then, and I thought, wow, if like a Kiwi can do this, I can totally do this, because I've been watching YouTube since like 2006, not even exaggerating. I watched like Petrolude, Juicy Star, Xparkage, but the first ever person that I watched was Lauren Luke, and ever since then I've always loved makeup. And when I saw Shannon, I thought, okay, I can do it, I can totally make a YouTube channel and I can be like Shannon. Shannon was kind of my inspiration for starting my channel, because back then she was the only New Zealander that I ever knew about on YouTube. So yeah, I basically started and I sucked at makeup. I think I was really terrible. I probably shouldn't have had a makeup channel, to be completely honest with you guys. Go check my videos. I do have my first ever video still uploaded, but I have taken down some here and there just because I'm not happy with them and they're quite embarrassing, but some of them are still up, so you can go have a look. Talking about how you guys should start your channel, I really think that you need to kind of start off and pick a niche. If you want to be an everything person, that's totally fine, but you're going to have kind of like a mishmash of fans. Like, you'll have some people who like vlogs and then some people who like cooking, but if you kind of like pick a genre like gaming, fitness, food, you're gonna get a more kind of like involved audience that'll watch all of your videos. So right from the start I kind of was like, okay, I'll do makeup and beauty, but now I'm doing kind of like makeup, beauty, vlogging, fashion. So just kind of think about that when you first start, as kind of like where you want to head, and then of course you can incorporate that into your channel name. First, videos. Now your first video, I find, in my opinion, is pretty important. I have seen loads of new YouTubers and I've seen what they upload to their channels, but in my opinion, if I was to start again, I would probably do what I actually did, which was I did an introduction, and then I think my second video might have been a tutorial. I really can't remember. I don't think it's still up, but I would recommend that you would either do A, an introduction, B, a tag of some sort, like a get to know me tag, or you know, whatever. There's like hundreds of thousands of tags on YouTube. Like, just look one up, just one where you answer questions about yourself and who you are and all that sort of thing. Or I would also recommend doing something about your favorite things. Now this would obviously differ depending on what genre you are. Like, if you do makeup, your favorite makeup products. If it's, you know, like you're doing food, talk about your favorite like recipes or something, you know, give people an idea of what your channel's going to be about and what you're about and what makes you tick. So those would be my kind of like 3 recommendations for your first videos. Now, one thing I want to talk about before I go any further is just like privacy. Now, when I started my YouTube channel, I was totally open with you guys. You guys know like that I live in Auckland, you know what uni I go to, you know that I work in retail, you know that I have a boyfriend, you know that I have a cat, you know, like my family members, and you know what I mean, you guys know a lot about me, and I'm fine with that, that's cool. But if I could kind of turn back time a little bit, thinking of share right now, but if, you know, if I could go back, I don't know if I would share so much, because you guys just need to be aware that once it's out there and people know stuff about you, they can't forget it. Once it's on the internet, you can't take it back. So do just kind of think ahead of time how much you do want to share about yourself with the world, because as I said, you can't take it back. I'm not saying that I regret what I've shared in any way, because I don't. I'm happy that I've shared so much with you guys, but if you have like a professional career in, you know, to consider or anything like that, just make sure that you're careful with how much you share. Speaking about careers, I also just want to talk about the content that you make. Like, be really careful with the content that you make, that it is something that you're going to be proud to look at in the future. Like, Quite a lot of YouTubers swear in their videos and that's totally fine. Some YouTubers make a brand out of it, which again is totally fine. I swear all the time in my personal life. I'm kind of a potty mouth in my personal life, but I choose not to bring that to my YouTube channel because I try to keep my YouTube channel as censored as possible. Obviously from time to time I swear and that's cool, but you just need to think, like, because I'm going to be a teacher, I can't have like 100 videos on my channel where I swear because I'm going to have to go through and delete them all before I start my job. And there's probably like quite a few jobs that want you to be quite private and they want you to be, you know, professional in a sense, like not super duper colloquial and swearing all the time. So just think about that ahead of time before you put yourself out onto the internet portraying yourself in a certain way, because that could affect you and your career opportunities, or it could just affect the fact that you'd have to delete like half of your YouTube library. So just do keep that in mind as well. Okay, so next thing that I want to talk about is hate on YouTube. Now, I don't really get that much hate, and I'm not even going to touch wood because I really don't care. So first off, I just want to talk a little bit about hate in real life. Now, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was at high school and I was in year 12, and I was kind of like, oh my god, I hope nobody finds out, because back then YouTube was a thing. People knew about YouTube, probably most people watched YouTube, but the whole YouTube beauty guru thing, it wasn't new, but if you didn't like makeup and you didn't watch the videos, you didn't really know what they were about, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. So I did get made fun of at school and it sucked and I was sad about it. And I got more support than I did hate though. More than likely you will get more support than hate. If you get more hate than support, then you just know who really is your real friend and who isn't your real friend. That's really the main advice that I can give you guys, just in general, when you're dealing with hate. People aren't worth your time if they're going to be a hater. That's just how I looked at it and how I've always looked at it. I am quite ruthless in the sense that if someone is really mean to me, or if I don't like someone and the way their attitude is, I will separate myself from that person. I don't want to be friends with someone who's going to be negative and bring negative energy. And yeah, I basically would say to you guys, just remove yourself in that situation, ignore it, and just know that you're better than this person because you're not talking crap about someone else. And the same thing goes with hate on YouTube. Ignore it. Chances are these people don't even know you or your videos. I personally find that most of the time when I get hate, it's from someone who isn't subscribed or someone that I've never seen comment before. And also, this person is behind a computer. Think of it this way, this person is behind a computer in their room or at school or wherever, writing hate comments to someone that they don't even know. So it is pretty ridiculous. Don't let haters bring you down. They're just pathetic people who want to bring you down. So that's kind of like my, I guess, opinion on it. But what I would recommend if you are getting a lot of hate on your YouTube channel, start to either use keywords. Like you can use keywords on YouTube. You say like, if a comment includes this, this, this or this, send it to spam and then you have to approve it first. Or you can just straight up put your comments on approval. I personally don't do that. I have my YouTube so that it will find spam comments, but hate will come through and that's fine, I don't care. But I do prefer to delete that hate so that other people don't need to see it. But as I said, doesn't really bother me. Alright, so now that all of that is said and done, I'm going to just give you my kind of like, I think it's like 4 or 5 tips on just YouTube in general, and they're things that I try to kind of live my YouTube life by, if that makes sense, and just stuff that I think will help you guys out a lot when it comes to making your channel. Now the first thing is something that I feel like everybody kind of beats around the bush about on YouTube, but it's the whole idea of self-promotion. Now I personally think that if you want to self-promote your channel, there are better ways of doing it than going onto somebody's video and saying come check out my channel, because first of all that goes straight to spam. By default YouTube will somehow, because it's like a genius website, will somehow find what you're writing, no matter how you write it. If you're saying in some way, shape or form check me out, it gets sent to spam, so nobody actually gets to see it unless except for the YouTuber, unless they accept it. So it's kind of fruitless really. And also some people do perceive it as rude. I do sometimes, depending on the context, but I would much prefer somebody, just say on this video about YouTube advice, if somebody commented down below saying, hey, can you check out my YouTube advice, I've done a video similar to yours, I would check that out over someone saying, hey, can you come and check out my channel. I think that it's going to be a lot more beneficial for you guys to comment about similar videos than to just flat out say check out my channel. Also, if you do want to self-promote, I know there are heaps of places all over the internet where you can share your videos. Like on Facebook there are YouTube pages, there's like a YouTube New Zealand page, there's probably like YouTube pages for like all sorts of different things on Facebook. There's also like, you'll probably find places on Reddit where you can share it. All over the internet there will be like forums and all sorts of things where you can find other people who do YouTube videos that you can be friends with and you can share videos with. So I'd recommend going with that route rather than just senselessly spamming people, because A, it's annoying, B, it usually gets ignored, and C, I have actually seen people get very catty about it. So just keep that in mind when it comes to self-promotion. Self-promotion isn't a bad thing because in a sense it does need to be done, but I think there are better ways to go about it. Sorry, the lighting's just changed, let's ignore that. But my next tip is something that I think is really important to remember, and it's to not go into YouTube and become a YouTuber for the money. Now I know a lot of people, like I personally do make some income off of YouTube. It is not a livable income by any means, but I know a lot of people who go into YouTube and go in with the expectation of earning money or getting free product or becoming sponsored or whatever, and I say that is not the right reason to be on YouTube. The right reason to be on YouTube is the reason why I'm on YouTube. Sure, the money is a bonus, no way can it support me, but it's an awesome bonus because all I'm doing is helping you guys, and that's why I'm here. If you're here for a reason other than sharing your interest with other people or whatever your channel is, if you're here for like money, fame, whatever, I'm thinking this might not be the right thing for you. Sure, that can come later, but I think you need to go in with the intention of sharing yourself and your interests with others, because people can tell when you're not on YouTube for genuine reasons. Another tip that I have for you guys is kind of like my most important tip, and it is to not compare your channel to others. Now this is something that I am so guilty of. I do this all the time. Well, I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do it all the time, and it got me really down on my YouTube channel. I would compare myself to other people who had similar subscribers to me, similar views to me, who were younger than me, had been on YouTube for less time than me and had more subscribers, etc, etc. And that sort of thing can really bring you down because you're trying to compare yourself to someone else. I would seriously, this applies for every aspect of life really, but especially with YouTube, don't compare yourself. You are your own person. Your individuality needs to shine through in your videos. Don't try to replicate somebody else's style because it works for them. It might not work for you because you're two totally different people. I think that entire thing is so important of just being your own person. Don't compare yourself, because nobody wants to be subscribed to like 17 cookie cutter YouTube gurus who are all exactly the same, because what are you going to learn from like 17 versions of the same person, you know what I mean? Just be your own person. Try not to compare yourself. I know we're all human and we do it sometimes, but just try your hardest to just work on yourself and not worry about others and how their successes are. Just try and focus on your own successes and improving yourself and your channel. So I think that's absolutely everything I have to talk about in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to let me know down below if I've missed anything or if you need any extra help. If you'd like to see any other advice videos, please let me know as well, because I'd be more than willing to talk about stuff like this more often. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you did like this video, because I spent a lot of time thinking about what I needed to talk about in this video, because this sort of video is really important to me. So I do hope that you found it helpful, as I've said like 10 times. I hope you'll have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!